You talked about really, mentoring people, but you're really passionate about supporting and mentoring women in tech. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So on the Alliance of Technology and Women, we're a group of women that had to fight our way through a very male-dominated industry, as
Yeah.
you know what that's like. And when you face some of those challenges, there's nobody who understands that better than a woman who's also gone through something similar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun to sit and have a glass of wine with the women that we work with, but at the end of the day, we're trying to mentor young women because in engineering in particular, the numbers are staggering. Women in engineering fields in college are growing thanks to really great work by associations like Girls in Tech and some of those. They're at a younger age trying to help girls to see, yes, I can be good in math, and that's okay, right? The problem that we're seeing, and this is a new, I think, emerging data set that's coming out, is that 45% of women who graduate with an engineering degree leave the field within the first 3 years. That's almost half. So that's kind of a staggering number. And so we're trying to have an impact on that in whatever way we can. And so we get together. We have symposiums. We get together. We have happy hours here and there, and we're just trying to encourage these young women and say, okay, whatever. If you just experience this, we've all been through it. So you're not alone. Even if you might be the only female engineer in your company, we're all here as a community for you.
Yeah.
So you're not in this alone. And so some of what we're hearing, at least anecdotally, we're still trying to get more data on this, but that they get into an environment, they're the only woman in the engineering team, and you got an engineering team full of men who don't stop and say, let's welcome this person, because they're just busy coding. They don't care. They're not. And so this woman who came from, maybe she went to Grace Hopper and she's all excited, and they had women hackathons and they did all these great technology things in college because they had a network of women they were working with. And all of a sudden they're by themselves in an environment that nobody pays attention or cares one thing about what they have to say. And so their voice gets muffled in that. And so how do we help them to say, stick to it? Because if you stick to it, the next woman who comes in behind you, now there's two voices, and so on. And so we just recently paid for a couple of women to go to Grace Hopper at NAU. We're trying to sponsor young college students to go and say, but we have two female engineers that talk to them and encourage them on our team to say, hey, this is a good career for you, and here's why it worked for us. And so we're passionate about trying to help them to persevere in these roles so that we can get to a place where we're at least 50-50 on these engineering teams in the future.
As I've talked to founders and CEOs about their, especially in male-dominated fields, let's say that, they are doing so much to find women, and really what has to do, and what you are doing, is you're creating a pipeline.
Exactly.
And that's really what's important, right? Is to create that pipeline. Right. I mean, ask any salesperson, you have to create a pipeline. Carol Schultz here. Thanks for watching this excerpt from Authentically Successful. The conversation doesn't end there. So if you want to hear this episode in full and all my conversations with many other successful founders and CEOs, please visit verticalelevation.com/podcast.